I'm Yesenia Taveras, and welcome to La Conexión, The Connection, a television show that seeks to connect the Hispanic community to programs and services in support of them. On today's show, we'll learn about ASPIRA of Delaware, an organization that is impacting our Latino youth, and we'll learn about a 5K walk in healthcare that is going to pretty much be an interest of our Wilmington community here in Delaware. But first, I have here with us a principal who is going to tell us all about a dual language elementary school here in Wilmington, Delaware. The name of the school is William C. Lewis Dual Elementary School, and her name is Ariadna Castañeda. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Buenas tardes.
Thank you for coming. Now first, Ariadna, the reason why I wanted to bring you out to La Conexión is to show our viewers the benefits of getting their child involved in a dual language school. Now, William C. Dual Language Elementary School, William C. Lewis Elementary School here in Wilmington, is one of two. Another one that we do have is Las Americas ASPIRA. And so we kind of see this picking up in a lot of our states here in the United States. Can you tell us more or less what is a dual language school?
There is a lot of variety of dual language schools. Our in particular, it's also called two-way. It can be either dual language or two-way. In that school, we have English-speaking students and Spanish-speaking students together learning in the same classroom, both English and Spanish. So they're learning academic language in both.
Okay, and what is the model that you are following at William C. Lewis Elementary School?
There are different models. We're following what it's called 50-50. So 50% they're learning in Spanish and 50% they're learning in English. So the way it works is they will go in the morning, for example, and they start in Spanish. So they will get Spanish language arts and math in Spanish. They get science in Spanish, and they get social studies. In the afternoon, they go into English. In English, it's mostly English language arts, and then they will get some concepts, reinforcement of math, science, and social studies. The next day, then, they will start in English in the morning, and in the afternoon, they will change. So we call the day an A day and a B day.
And what are some of the benefits that these children are receiving while attending the school?
Well, it's a two-way, like it says. Why? Because the English speakers are having the opportunity to learn another language, which in this case is Spanish. And for the Spanish speakers, there's also a benefit. Some of them, believe it or not, they don't really know Spanish. They hear it at home, but they don't know how to read or write Spanish. So they're learning both their Spanish language from origin, right, their heritage, and the other one is they're learning the English language.
Okay, and now can you speak about the setting in the classroom? Are there two different type of groups? How does that work?
Yes. There's two teachers, so we have partner teachers. We have a teacher who teaches completely in English and a teacher who teaches completely in Spanish. So the children move. They switch during the middle of the day. So then the teacher that is only in Spanish only talks in Spanish. Every communication, everything in that classroom is done in Spanish. And all the communication is done in English with the English teacher. Okay? So that's how it goes. So it's kind of neat because the students know, and they know where to go, who to talk to, and what language to use with each teacher. No matter where they are, that teacher would only speak Spanish, and no matter what they are, the other one would only teach English. So it's kind of neat.
And can you tell us the difference between Governor Jack Markell, his initiative? He has a Delaware World Immersion Language Program. What is the difference between that and that at your school?
Well, the immersion program just started, and we are part of that also at Lewis. Started in kindergarten. It's starting just in the state of Delaware, the immersion program, and it started in K and First. The only thing I can say is there are different schools and there are different types of immersion programs. For example, at some others is a one-way immersion. That means most of the children speak English and they're learning another language. Okay, but in our case is a two-way because we have English speakers and Spanish speakers learning both languages. So that's the difference.
And why should a parent whose child is only speaking Spanish be interested in attending your school, or why should a parent whose student only knows English be interested in attending your school?
Well, let's face it, we are in the United States, and most of everything that we see is in English. So the students will definitely learn English. That is something that it's going to happen. But unless we keep the Spanish, they will lose the Spanish. And by that, I'm not saying the social language, the communicative language. I'm talking about the academic language. They will lose that language unless we provide them with that. That means they need to know how to read books, write about them and everything. Well, if we don't do that, they're going to lose it. Once they start in school, most of our schools, they teach Spanish, but they teach Spanish in like a foreign language. Yes. Not this as a really second language or first language for native speakers. So that's what we're trying to do when we do that. I think it's really important too, because generations are changing, and we're growing up in a world that is different. So if we can continue with that, we make sure that we connect it with our heritage, because definitely we need to learn English because we're going to live in the United States, but we really need to keep our heritage language.
And in regards to our generations changing, how are you, the school, going about getting the parents involved? A lot of us come from different countries, and our parents as well, they're learning the English language. But then what happens is with the younger generation, they tend to speak more of English at home rather than Spanish. So they kind of lose that second language, which would be the Spanish language. So how do you get the parents involved in their homework at home and really keeping that Spanish language intact?
So students have an agenda. So some of the teachers write everything for them in Spanish or in English. It depends on what the parent speaks. But we also connect them in different ways. For example, we have English as a second language classes for parents. And then we have Spanish as a second language for the parents who speak English. So we have both. So in that way they're connected. We have what we call immersion parent night. They come in and we tell them what we're doing in the school, so they learn what the students are learning. So that's we connect. We also have programs, events. We have had like Saturday libraries when parents can come and be with their children and learn what their children are doing. What we're trying to make sure is we tell parents, if you don't speak English, that's okay. Help your child in Spanish at home, okay? But if you speak English, if you want to do that, that's good as well. But as long as you're helping your child, no matter what languages, to keep it up, that's what we want.
Wonderful. And lastly, can you tell us a little bit about how a parent can get their child into your school?
Well, there's two different ways, but I can tell you this. If you live, because our school is part of the Red Clay Consolidated School District, so if you live within the boundaries of the school, you can simply go to that school, but knowing that your child is going to learn 2 languages. Now you have to start in kindergarten. That's a must, because that's the only way that we can move through, learning another language. Now, if you want to, the same thing goes. If you're not part of the Red Clay School District, but you can choice into it. So that means that you have to apply for choice.
Okay, wonderful. Well, Ariadna, thank you so much for your time, and I really look forward to see what the school has to come with upcoming programs and events for the kids.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, y les quiero mandar un saludo cordial a todos los padres de Lewis. Gracias.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And please stay tuned. We'll return after these short messages.
No están nada mal.
¿Y qué tiene de raro? Bueno, la práctica hace el maestro.
No tienes que ser perfecto para ser un padre perfecto. Hay miles de adolescentes en foster care que no necesitan perfección. Te necesitan a ti.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
ASPIRA of Delaware is an organization here in Delaware that really helps to serve the needs of our Latino youth. I have here with us Dr. Jadi Santana Wynn and Monica Padilla. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Yesenia. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, thank you for having you both on the show. This is the first time for ASPIRA of Delaware, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time out. Well, Dr. Jadi, can you tell us a little bit about who is ASPIRA of Delaware? What is the organization about?
Well, ASPIRA of Delaware is part of a larger national organization which started in New York City in 1961 by Dr. Antonia Pantoja, who was concerned about the large number of Hispanic students dropping out of school. And she was committed to increasing not just participation in school, but increasing the leadership of these students and of the Latino population in the United States. It is the only national organization committed exclusively to the educational and leadership development of youth, Hispanic youth.
And how has Delaware taken control of its chapter?
Well, Delaware saw a need in people like Dr. Gus Rivera and others like Margie Rivera as well, saw a need for this organization and for the need for leadership in the Latino youth to be developed in Delaware. And so we have developed multiple programs that are currently in existence, such as the Saturday Academies, the leadership clubs in the schools, and Las Americas ASPIRA Academy.
And Monica is actually a participant of the Saturday Academies. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement?
Okay, well, I just attended these, like the Saturday Academy, and what we learned there has been like absolutely beneficial because they teach you not only how to progress in life and like how to figure out like the path to get to a higher education, but they also like help you out figure out your persona and like improve that. They taught us about leadership and responsibility and how it's technically next year, since I'm going off to college, how it's not grade 13, it's a whole new experience, and they're there to support you the whole way. And they're like, oh, well, even if you graduate, we're still gonna be here. We can provide you with all these resources, and we're not just kind of letting you go. Like, we're just starting our journey together.
And as a student at Wilmington Charter School, she's a senior, how has the Saturday Academies prepared you for getting into college?
Well, like I said, they taught me leadership. And
how about the application process? Have they helped you with that?
Yeah, they did. I mean, my school counselors did part of it, but I feel like we went more into depth in the academy. And they also had one-on-one sessions with us, like the coaches. So they would sit down every Saturday and just talk to you one-on-one, like, okay, what is going on? How are your classes doing? What do you need help with? And then they just like accessorize your needs to help you out.
And who were some of the teachers that are involved with the Saturday Academy?
The Saturday Academies, our coaches is a complete set of volunteers, and these are a fantastic group of people who are committed to the community. We have people who have worked for the university. We have professionals in other areas like pharmaceuticals. We have doctors, we have teachers, we have nurses, we have all psychologists, myself, represented in our set of volunteers.
And now with the students who are involved in the Saturday Academy class, which is held at University of Delaware.
Correct.
And you also have the ASPIRA clubs.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the ASPIRA clubs are in our different schools here in Delaware?
The ASPIRA clubs is actually the main component of ASPIRA is the Youth Leadership Development Program. And the ASPIRA club is the way via which we deliver this program. And the students within each one of the 7 high schools that we currently have participating meet regularly, weekly, and they put together. They learn, number one, the leadership curriculum, which is composed of our 3 A's, awareness, analysis, and action. And so this is where they learn this, and this is how they begin to be introduced to what being an aspirante is all about.
And recently ASPIRA had their recognition ceremony.
Correct.
Can you first tell us the purpose of the recognition ceremony, and then I'm going to have Monica tell us about the actual experience.
Sure. And actually Monica can also speak to what it means, but the Areito ceremony was adopted from the Taino Indian culture. And the areito used to be a ceremony to celebrate all of the great deeds of the people. And everybody was invited from nearby communities and other tribes. This was a celebration. And so that's what we wanted to do, was to show off the wonderful deeds that these students had been able to achieve, both our Saturday Academy participants, but also our club participants.
And Monica, what was the experience like?
Well, during the actual ceremony, we took an oath, and the oath is just to continue striving to be better leaders and help our community improve as we ourselves are growing as people. And so it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
What did we see? What did we see?
Well, a lot of people had awards, and we recognized everyone, the huge effort that everyone made. We had slideshows from all the clubs to show their progress throughout the year.
Wonderful. Well, that's all the time we actually have today. It went by pretty fast, but I definitely want to thank the both of you for coming out and letting us know who ASPIRA of Delaware is and the type of organizations you have. And we didn't get to talk about Las Americas ASPIRA Academy. Las Americas?
Correct.
ASPIRA. That's another dual language school that we have here.
Correct, and we are K through 8. If I may, the one thing I do want to introduce is that I want to announce that on June 8th we are having a program for upcoming seniors, those who are juniors at this time, and their parents at University of Delaware at Smith Hall from 9 o'clock in the morning. So Saturday, it will be our introduction to our next set of ASPIRA Saturday Academies.
Great, thank you so much, Dr. Jadi, and thank you, Monica, for joining us here today. Stay tuned, we'll be back after these short messages.
Siete mil estudiantes de secundaria abandonan la escuela todos los días. Esto forma una línea de más de 4 millas de largo. Podemos mantener a los estudiantes en la escuela. Visita busstop.org y toma el primer paso.
$7,000 high school students drop out every school day. That's a line of desks, more than 4 miles long. We can keep students in school. Visit boostup.org and take the first step.
Since 1969, the Latin American Community Center has been the heart of the Hispanic community here in Wilmington, Delaware. And I have here with us today Carlos de los Ramos, who is the Public Relations Director for the LACC, and he's going to tell us a little bit about some of the programs that are happening at the Latin American Community Center and a new health fair and 5K walk that's coming up. Let's start off with the Camino Latino 5K walk that's coming up.
Let's start by thanking you for being that connection, la conexión hispana acá in Wilmington. So we're very excited that this program has been created by the City of Wilmington to really connect the Latino community to services. So let's start with that, thanking you for that.
Thank you so much, Carlos.
And also telling you a little bit about the Latin American Community Center. Yes, we've been in Wilmington serving the Latinos and non-Latinos in the community for the last 44 years. You said it so right. We are in the heart of the community, but we are the heart of the community because we want to serve everyone that comes to the Latin American Community Center. We go from early development all the way through senior services. We have over 50 programs serving the community. And I want to emphasize on that aspect of the Latin Center that is not only Latinos that we serve our community. And it is not only in the Newcastle County, we expand our services throughout the region because yes, we do have people that come from Pennsylvania and the southern part of New Jersey that come to our services at the Latin American Community Center. And our mission is to really empower our community to advocate for Latinos in Delaware and also to change lives. And I believe that that's really our focus, is to change the lives of our people in the community, and really to make a difference in their lives. And with that said, one of the main components of the Latin American Community Center is education. And the way to educate a community is to do activities within the community. And you wanted to talk briefly about
the Camino Latino.
The Camino
This
Latino.
is actually your third annual walk.
That's
for
correct.
those who are unaware.
Yeah, it's our third annual walk, Camino Latino. It started as an idea of getting our community actively involved with what is health and fitness. But we realized that in the last 2 years we were doing this at the riverfront, so we were outside of the community. This year we are coming back to the Hilltop area, and we are closing down Harrison Street between 4th and 5th, and this health fair and Camino Latino, which is a 5K walk. And let me emphasize in the part of walk. You don't have to run. You don't have to run. You can walk. And this is a family event, and what we want to say is for them to get involved in their own fitness. Is un paso para un futuro saludable, a step towards your healthy future. And not only by doing the activity, but also by connecting you, Conexión, como tu programa, Conexión, with resources for the Latino community. So we're going to have diabetes testing, cholesterol, asthma, and so many other services that are going to be provided right on site, right there at Camino Latino, health fair, and walk.
And why has the Latin American Community Center found such a strong initiative to get something like this started for our community?
Well, we realized that our Latino community, as you may know, being Latino yourself, we don't focus on our health. We take care of our families, but we don't take care of ourselves, and that is extremely important. Furthermore, Latinos, we wait until the last minute to take care of health issues. We go to the emergency room, but we don't go for prevention, and that is the idea of this health care. We want you to focus on prevention. We want you to learn about the resources that are out there for you to really be engaged, and also take a clear step towards a healthy future.
And Carlos, before we leave, this is a program that actually allows us to connect to the Hispanic community that only speaks Spanish as well. And since the Latin American Community Center serves that community, can you say or share with us any important information that you would like to say?
You're going to be sorry because I can be here the whole afternoon. Yesenia, muchísimas gracias nuevamente. Y quiero, esta es la cámara, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Sinceramente quiero dar una invitación a todos los latinos de acá de la ciudad de Wilmington para conectar. El nombre del programa lo dice, conectar con los servicios que están disponibles acá en la ciudad y en todo el condado para nosotros los latinos. Y obviamente el Centro Latinoamericano sirve de la puerta grande para la comunidad, por lo tanto conecten con el Centro Latinoamericano. Nos pueden visitar en la página de internet thelatincenter.org, o también nos pueden llamar por teléfono al 302-655-7338. La casa del Centro Latinoamericano siempre le va a dar la bienvenida a usted. Una tacita de café siempre va a estar lista y caliente para usted. Venga, visítenos y siga acá con la Conexión Latina y Yesenia.
Gracias por todo. I really appreciate it, Carlos.
Gracias.
And unfortunately, that's all the time we have, but I definitely appreciate you coming out. And we'll talk some more about other services that are coming, programs that are coming up too for the Latin American Community Center, because we haven't had time to mention it here, but you guys are starting a dual language school as well.
I believe that there is so much more to
much
talk about it. So I believe I want to
time.
become a regular in your program, and we'll be very happy to be here as part of the Conexión Latina. And again, we are a resource for the Latinos and non-Latinos here in the city of Wilmington, so we definitely want to be part of this Conexión Latina.
Definitely. Thank you, Carlos, for your time. Stay tuned. We'll be back with some final thoughts.
No es su nuevo grupo de amigos. No son los videojuegos. No es el barrio.
Mamá, tengo que ir a la escuela hoy.
La mayor amenaza al futuro de sus hijos podría ser usted misma. Cada día que faltan a la escuela, incluso a la escuela media, pone en peligro su graduación. It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
I hope you've been able to take away some important information from our show today, like how beneficial it is to get your child involved in a dual language school like that of William C. Lewis Dual Language Elementary School, and ASPIRA of Delaware. They're an organization here in Delaware, been here for a few years, but are doing tremendous things in our community. They're really helping our Latino youth in education and getting them into college, so definitely take a look into getting your child involved with ASPIRA of Delaware. And lastly, we had Carlos come out here to talk to us about some of the programs that are offered at the Latin American Community Center. There are so many more that we did not have time to talk about, but like I said earlier, that is a center that is in the heart of our community, and they have that Camino Latino 5K walk coming up on June 1st. So go ahead and visit the center if you want some more information. Please just give them a call, and don't forget to attend the health fair because you'll receive a lot of information that's definitely needed for our Latino community. On behalf of all of us here at WITN 22, I'm Yesenia Taveras. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.